行くぞはっジェノサイカッタ
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to be highlighting this guy that you're looking at right here, Jin Kazama, and we're also going to be highlighting a special character against RHD. And I really hold this game mode in very high regard. You guys can see that I am at tier 49. Now, the clear that I'm going to show you today is actually tier 47, which actually shows off the blue defensive team, which you need for the final stage. Let's go ahead and collect this. And one of the reasons I hold this in such high regard is because you get all of these experience bottles. Every day you can just log in, get all these experience bottles. Obviously, if you're in the higher tier you are in, the more experience bottles that you're going to be able to get. And I'll probably end up doing a video about tier 49 as well, because you do need a green defensive team in this last stage. But we're going to be focusing on tier 47. And the blue defensive fighters that we have available in the game are all these right here. And the team that I'm going to be using is Leona, Jin, and Yuri. And something that I always try to let you all know when it comes to RHD is that you don't need to fully level up certain characters. I mean, obviously, when you have 3 characters on a team, you're going to want to level up 2 of them for sure. But the third one, you really don't need to level up that much. And the reason is because RHD only takes into account the awakened level that you're using. They don't take into account your CP level. They don't take into account the card level that you're using. They don't use imprint stones, at least I don't think they do. And I've actually showed you guys in previous videos where I used other gold border characters that weren't even leveled up, Hijikata and Okita for the red balance team and for the yellow attack team, how I was able to get through the RHDs. And this is going to be no different. Yuri here, I do have her at level 50, and we are going to run the KS set on her. But her Infinity is at level 11, right? But look at her cores. Her cores are not completely unlocked. They are not unlocked at all. Now, this isn't something that I would recommend. I mean, really, when you play with characters in the game, you really want to level up their cores. But I'm just highlighting that all you really need to do is get their awakened level high enough to where you can do more damage in RHD. I mean, she doesn't have imprint stones, nothing like that. I really just leveled her up to level 50, and that's it. No capsules, nothing like that. But Yuri's actually pretty freaking cool because she does get some super armor. However, in the run that you guys are going to see, she won't get this super armor because I don't have her cores unlocked. This is a reason you really would prefer to unlock her cores. I mean, all these things are locked because I still haven't unlocked her cores. So we're going to be able to do this without even unlocking our cores, without even getting the super armor, because we're going to get the super armor actually from the KS set when we're tagging in. I'm not really going to be worried about it, and I'm going to be using a super armor striker to make sure we don't get interrupted. Yuri is really there just to have the awakened levels maxed out for the dungeon on the team. That's really it. The main damage dealer is going to be Leona. And Leona is absolutely amazing. And if you look at here, there are 4 blue defensive type best fighters. But the thing is, those fighters can sometimes be difficult to level up. And obviously, if you have Gentoki here, you can actually use the dimensional invitation tickets to level him up. If you actually got him from the Yentama collab, you actually have Saizu here, who you can actually get through the epic quest. You can actually farm for his memories through the epic quest. And all these characters can get it done. Whether I was using Shizuru or Shermie or Whip, Iori, even Chang there can actually get it done. But I think you'd really want at least one Fest character. You know, something I said when RHD first showed up is that you're probably going to need all 3 Fest characters, but that's not the case. If I can do tier 47 and put Yuri on the team and not even unlock her cores, that tells me that you don't need to. I don't even have, you know, max capsules on Jin here. For Jin, I am going to run the Athena set, but in all honesty, I could have run the KS set. I could have run pretty much any kind of set, and we'd been all right. Because again, RHD just takes into account the awakened level. They don't really care about all this other stuff. They don't care about the kind of cards they're using. They don't take CP into account. And Jin really is awesome. I was very lucky to get this guy back in the day. Spent a small fortune on the Tekken collab because I love Tekken. It's the very first fighting game that I really got into and played it for years. And I've always just been a big fan of this franchise and pray to God that it comes back. But Jin has fallen off the meta big time, but he still is useful. He still is really good for this specifically and can be decent, maybe against Immortal Rock. He is a blue defensive fighter. He does have hyper armor. He has fairly low cooldowns. I mean, and plus he's just a freaking tank. You know, he's got the attack buffs and all that. He's really still just a great character, and he's really going to be great against Gold Border and Championship. For the most part, unless you're playing against a really skilled player that knows how to dodge his third skill. It's a shame, but that's what happens in mobile games. Characters just fall off the meta after some time. It took a long time for Jhin to really fall off, in my opinion. And then you have Leona. And Leona is going to be my main damage dealer. I do have her leveled up quite a bit. I mean, obviously she's level 50. I mean, all of her cores are unlocked. She gets all this extra poison damage. She gets the heal. She gets the increased attack for defenses. And I am running the KS set. That way when she drops in, she'll have that super armor immediately. We are running the 3PG card. I didn't run another card in this slot because it didn't really need to. Her Infinity is completely unlocked. And Leona's just, you know, she's babe, man. She's major waifu. And, well, she's my girl, you know. She's pretty much my favorite character from the KOF franchise. When it comes to the females, obviously Rugal's my all-time favorite KOF character. But I've always loved Leona just because of her backstory, just because of the tragedy and trauma that she faced when she was young and overcoming it. I mean, she just look at her face there. Look at her face. It pretty well says it all about how she feels, but really she has a gentle soul. You gotta love Leona. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this team, we're gonna go against tier 47 RHD, and I'm just gonna show you guys how I got it done. So let's jump into the action and let's rock and roll. So for my strikers, for Jhin, I'm using Kazuya. He just offers a heal. Honestly, I really don't even need a striker for Jhin. Really, a attack striker would actually be better. And then for Yuri, we're just going to use Athena to offer some super armor. And then for Leona, we're going to use Ashe for a little super armor and a heal if we actually need it. But really, in all honesty, I really don't need any strikers except for maybe Yuri. Athena there, having that super armor really helps. And look, guys, I don't even have her default unlocked, so you know the cores aren't unlocked at all. And we're just going to be using her 5PG and just her regular skills. Really, I'm just using Yuri to stall the timer a little bit. Just bring her in, just have her on the team so we can have an average awakened level of level 50. That way we can do more damage in RHD, because that's really all this game mode takes into account. Okay? Boom, boom. And the thing about Jhin that does kind of suck is he's a bit slow. You know, that's kind of the thing. He does have an attack buff for his defenses on his first skill, so I use that quite a bit. I mainly use his hyper armor from his second skill and his first skill. And guys, you could use any other blue defensive fighter. You don't need Jhin. You don't need Yuri. You can use any of the ones that we've shown earlier. You could use Lady Brion, Goro, you could even use Yashiro, Saizu, Chizuru, and so on and so on. They will get it done. I would highly advise maybe having one Fest character on there, because this wasn't easy. And with Yuri, I just go between the second and the third skill. I don't use her first skill because it freezes and it locks old boy in place. And a lot of times, he'll just like break your guard, and you're pretty much screwed if you don't have your super armor. So that's why I'm playing her just with the second and third skill, and that works out really well. And Leona is the main damage dealing soul, and I really just want to use her default finisher because it's actually a lot longer, and by the time it finishes, you'll have your skills off cooldown, which is always nice. And you really want to try to get old boy in the air when you use that second skill to really apply all that poison. I mean, look at her go, man. Oh, she's so awesome. Get him, girl. Get him. Boom! And Leona's also a really great character to slap imprint stones on, level her up, because she's extremely valuable for Immortal Vulcan. She is a freaking god in that damn thing. I highly would recommend leveling up. Jhin, I mean, if you have Jhin, I mean, I probably wouldn't put imprint stones on him. I never needed to be perfectly honest. There's just a lot better characters for other game modes in the game. And Yuri, I mean, Yuri's a great Gold Border character. Actually, he's really good in PvP if played properly. She's actually a very strong character. But here, she can die super easy. I mean, you have to be careful. And there you saw me bring in Athena for my super armor. That way, old boy didn't break my guard or interrupt my skills. Come on, there we go, there we go. Now we're back to Leona. Get him, girl, get him. Yeah. Pow! And then we'll have a skills ready. It's on like Donkey Kong, my friends. I mean, really, Leona's doing all of the hard work. I mean, she is a Fest. She's going to have higher stats than these characters. She's a cost 63 versus Jin, who's a cost 59, right? She's just going to do so much more damage. I mean, again, the most important thing is just having all these characters at a high enough awakened level to face this tier. And really any tier in RHD. Come on, come on, come on. So early on in the game, you really should be building a blue defensive team, because when you get to tier 47, you're going to need them. So Leona, Jin, and Yuri tearing it up, destroying tier 47. So let me know how far you've gotten in RHD, and let me know what characters you're using for your teams. And I stream at Twitch at 9 a.m. GMT plus 7 time, Monday through Thursday. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.